Hey, it's Tasha D, two-time Olympian and Olympic bronze medalist. And you know what I'm here. You know what I'm here for. I am here to activate the cards. So I'm going to read this card for you today. It says, whoever you look up to or put on a pedestal, know that they have fears too. They just learned how to push through it. And that is a quote from Laila Ali. That is the daughter of the great Muhammad Ali, the boxer. And let's talk about this, okay? Let's really get into this, because we are in a society where we are so bombarded with other people's lives, like constantly. Oh, they're fabulous, amazing, wonderful lives, trips to Maui, trips to Hawaii, all over the place, cars and shoes. And we're just constantly bombarded with images of other people's lives. But here's the thing. When you are looking at other people's lives, you're on social media and things like that, remember that you are not looking at reality, okay? You're not looking at someone's whole life, the entire spectrum of their lives. For the most part, we're only seeing little snippets. For the most part, what we're looking at is their highlight reel, okay? So we don't want to compare our entire lives to somebody else's highlight reel, right? So we don't always see that they go through fear, that they go through frustration, that they go through times when they don't do anything, or depression and all that stuff. We don't see all that stuff, but they do experience that stuff. Why? Because they are human. And guess what? All of that stuff is part of the human experience. So the key in this whole statement here is that they have fears too. They have just learned how to push past it, right? So then let's look at that. How do we push past our fears? Well, the first thing I think we need to do is, when we have something that we want to work on, the first thing we should do is actually consider, what are some of the challenges that I'll come up with? What are some of the fears that I might have about pushing forward? And just make a list of all the things that might come up against us, all the things that we may have fears about, right? And then secondly, we want to decide, who do we want to be when faced with these challenges? Who do I want to be when I'm faced with my own fears? Who do I want to be when the plan doesn't go the way I want it to? Who do I want to be when I don't feel like anyone is supporting me, right? So we get clear about, what kind of person do I want to be? I don't want to be a person who stays in fear. So I want to be a person who progresses no matter what. I want to be a person who, even if I'm not supported, I feel validated on my own. I feel validated through myself, through the way I speak to myself and the thoughts I have about myself. So we formulate an idea of who we want to be when faced with our challenges and fears. Then the last step that we want to do is, when those fears, if and when those fears come upon us, we activate that person, even if we have to almost put that on, right? And it's okay to have the experience and acknowledge how you are and where you're feeling, but we don't want to stay there so long we don't move forward. So we want to now take that person who we said we wanted to be, and we want to activate that in our lives. So we're looking at, what does a person who acts regardless of fear behave like? What does a person who is pushing through challenges behave like? Those are the things that we want, and then we take those steps. All right. So whether you need to pull in support, or you need to stand and visualize yourself in this persona, do what it takes to activate that person, because the key is the people who are winners, the people who are able to accomplish the things they want, are the people who are pushing through all the challenges and the obstacles that come our way, as we know they will. All right, guys, that's all for today. Keep on pushing, keep on striving. You will absolutely get there in the end.